Too far away there, roast. Gene, I almost didn't roast you either because I was a little concerned that you might bring up a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't want you to bring up about me.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, then they talked me into it. We've had a 10-year history, haven't we, Gene? 10 years. So I wrote up a little something, and I call it Thanks, Gene. 1986. Gene set me up as a co-op student working for Corning. This is for my 1987 spring semester. A few days before Christmas of 1986, I received a call from Gene at my home in Canastota, New York. Julie, Corning lost the budget. Therefore, you have no job waiting for you at Corning. Okay, Merry Christmas, Julie. Thanks, Gene. A week later, Gene called me back and stated, Corning found their budget. Talk about a roller coaster. I thought I was part of Corning's lost and found department. And I had never seen the place or the man on the other end of the phone. So when I started a few weeks later, I went to work for Hoffman, not Gene. I was lost and found again. Thanks, Gene. Well, actually, 1988, it turned out that Corning threw me into Radomes as a shift supervisor. And when I graduated from Clarkson, 6 months into the job, the IPD unit goes haywire, and the Sparrow production line goes down for 3 months. The IPD equipment, obsolete, can't be replaced. When I asked who knows most about this, the operators joyfully exclaimed, Gene Peters. Yeah, they said, he brought the business with him back in the 70s. Thanks, Gene. Well, Gene became my technical coach after that for the next 10 years, and he taught radomes, frangibles, space products, and then Q-silica. And besides, he knows mirrors. He knows everything from Chempor spots to glue spall. And I could go on and on about that. But, basically you knew it all. You are the whiz kid of Canton. And they're definitely going to miss you. But, it got crazy there for a while because you were handling every single product line. I mean, can you imagine what was going on in his head back then? I mean, he was confusing work with home. You don't believe me? Seriously, you don't believe me? You've got to see this. I mean, I have this rose folder, and I have kept this memo since 1995. Seriously. And so I want to hand out a few to you. Okay. And let's get a few going here. Gene is the whiz kid of Canton. I just got to show you how whizzy he really was. When Gene started, I don't know, Gene, if you remember this, we had this issue, again, Radomes, that business you brought to the plant in 1970s. And remember that modeling thing, M-O-T-T-L-I-N-G?
Yes.
Radomes, they model, they look like they're marbled. And you were confusing them because you said they were modeling. I mean, I've never seen Radomes modeling in my life. I read this memo, and if you look at the subject matter, Radomes basically walking down the aisle, doing their thing, modeling. Gee, yeah, that's the memo, Gene. That's the memo, Gene. Yes. And guess what? Gene probably didn't even know his name back then. I mean, he had it on this memo. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 times he had his name on this memo. From Peters to a bunch of people. C.C. Peters and Peters. To Jane Fernandez from Gene Peters. Now, we got that. We know who it's from. And of course, down here we have resembles variegated marble. I just thought I'd just bring that up. But believe it or not, Gene, in my roast folder I've kept all these years, all I've had is this one and the time you forgot me when you're supposed to give me a ride home. I was sitting there and I said to Gene, 5 minutes before that, I said, can you give me a ride home? Because we live right next to each other. And he said, sure. I went to his office and waited. And waited. And I just saw him in the hallway. Waited. I didn't see him walk down the guard shack pathway and left me there. He left me there. I waited and I waited. He never remembers the next morning. Thanks, Gene. You know, and Gene was really good at closing down the Canton businesses. Wasn't tape reels fun? Fun. But did you have to close it down while I was managing the department?
Yes.
Thanks, Gene. And that's why I thought, you know, Gene Wells would get up here and bust on you a little bit about Maycor, too.
Yes.
Because she was the Maycor queen and you were the Maycor king.
Yes.
And you closed that one down, too, didn't you? Geez, you got rid of that one.
Gone.
Yeah, frangibles, too, aren't you?
It's only
Same thing.
only $3 million.
But Gene, there was one program that would not die.